Yes, we've been waiting, baby. Herschel Walker 2.0, the dynasty is reborn. Thank you, Micah Parsons, for your service and our future championships. The show starts now. What's up, everybody? Welcome into the DLLS Cowboys podcast, where spirits are high. Cowboys finally got rid of a cancerous player that's overrated, can't stop the run, and kept losing in big games without getting sacks, laying on training tables, disrespecting his teammates, uncoachable, unmotivated, podcaster, and incredibly selfish and wanted too much money. And I, for one, am excited about the dynasty that's going to be born from this trade. See you later, Micah Parsons. Me first, Micah, if you will.
See, y'all say it's me. I'm not Captain Thunder. It's this guy. It's this guy. Shout out to Dro knows first in the chat today. What's up, Dro?
I've done too much broadcasting over the last however long, and the amount of people who get mad at me for being so mad at Jerry, I just decided I'm just going to switch it completely today. This is Micah's a problem. Jerry's a genius. Great trade. Helps us now and in the future. We're going to stop the run immediately, and Mike is the reason we weren't winning. So I'm really excited about where we're headed. Welcome to the show. My name is Jeff. See next former Cowboy wide receiver Jesse Holley.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
I don't think they needed their best player. I'm glad he's gone.
It's weird for me because I've been you remember a year ago I was fighting for my life?
Yeah.
Because Micah's mom was coming at me, his brother was coming at me, the fan base was coming at me because I said some things about Micah being selfish and immature, some other things and all that kind of crazy stuff. And people were like coming from my head.
You ran him out of town.
And now I'm on
oh my God.
Now I'm on the other side. I still believe those things, but I'm also of the mindset is you don't win in this league without talent. I'm just sorry. You don't win in this league without talent. And he was the best talent that you had on your football team. Yeah. So I'm conflicted because I still believe what the things I said was true, but I'm also like, yeah, but you deal with that. Like you deal with that until that talent runs out. Yeah. Like that talent is worth the tolerance of dealing with some of those things. You don't just give that away. And so I'm having to defend that now. People are like, yeah, get rid of me first, Micah. I'm like, no, wait
Reedy
a second.
Dak, you're next, baby.
I was like, wait a second. You don't get rid of that level of player for nothing.
Anybody else want some money? Out of here.
Yeah, scram.
Get. So yeah, we could talk about all sorts of things around this. First of all, how you feeling? How you feel? Let's go ahead and hit a couple of super chats right off the bat. There's way too many angles to hit, but let's get you guys in here. Dirk's in here. I know they said it was a unanimous decision. No one believes that. Steven didn't look or sound thrilled about it either. Visibly annoyed, his old man kept saying Michael. I said this morning. I'm going to say it again.
Playing with Michael.
Do you have the... Okay. I need to pull my favorite part of the press conference. I don't know if I will ever say this sentence again. Kudos to you, Stephen Jones.
For not saying nothing?
He was exhausted of hearing a guy who's clearly deteriorating not know the name of his best player that he just traded that he claims is one of 3 people that has his cell phone number and spoke in all caps. Yeah. The 9th time that Jerry said Michael, he goes, Micah.
Yeah.
And that's all he said. And I was just like,
but he said,
I feel you, bro.
But he said it and he said back like, Micah.
Like, jeez. Al Davis is running our team. I saw somebody say something last night that I was like, it's funny that Jerry Jones was.
It better be funny.
This is going to be baseball. That Jerry Jones was George Steinbrenner and lived long enough to be Hal Steinbrenner. He got to be both. So that's incredible. The Lunatic, you said it at Cowboys training camp jokingly, but what has Jerry killed again, Jeff? Jerry's a Hall of Fame owner, but a POS GM. Yeah, it's 100%.
Yeah, and the thing is that I think we talked about it briefly on the emergency pod yesterday. You brought it up. We've said it.
It must have been a good point.
I like how you did that.
A great point.
I like how
was
you
it great?
did that. It was a
I
great
did something
point.
good?
No, you did. What you talked about, you said, man, I finished watching the documentary, and you said, I understand exactly why Jerry the way that he is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, his winning is not about the same winning that you guys look at winning.
No.
When you are bleeding money and you're borrowing money and you're on the precipice of suicide because you can't figure this thing out.
You put your whole family's well-being and every earthly possession into it.
Right.
And winning didn't turn a profit.
It didn't. Because you had won a Super Bowl and you still weren't turning profit.
Right.
And your whole goal about this thing was to go and get money.
Mm-hmm.
And then you did it. And you continued on that path. Winning was never really a part of it. And we said it yesterday on the Emergency Pod. Jerry Jones' number one priority is not creating a winning franchise. Jerry's number one priority is marketing the number one franchise.
And being the main character. That's
the main difference. And so, yeah, this is not about football for Jerry. It's always going to be about the money.
Yeah. Just gotta.
All right.
I got to hit addictions today. It's a tough day.
All right.
Do a line. It's a tough day.
Do a line.
I'm not going to do a line. That's illegal.
Do a line.
That's illegal.
Get a bump.
And he mentioned the Herschel Walker trade, and I think that's because Jerry very much still lives in 1989 to 1993. He absolutely positively does. He's the worst general manager in sports. He's absolutely awful at this. But he still lives in that world. Micah got traded because Jerry lives in that world. Micah got traded because of how the deal went down to buy the Cowboys. That's why he got traded. Everything they said at that press conference, why am I doing this?
People you're here.
Why am I doing this?
You're here. Go.
Everything he said at that press conference was manufactured after the trade was made because none of it is real. Nothing that he said at that press conference lines up with even his own words. Like the idea that because we did this is better for the short term. Absolutely not. You're not going to find a single person in the world that believes that. It's better for the long term. Find me the last time a football team traded a Hall of Famer in their prime and the haul that they got back ended up being a positive. You won't. Like, that's not true. Kenny Clark's going to save our run defense. My ass.
Oh.
And he's a good player. We'll get to Kenny Clark during the show. I have a full scouting report because I watched him last night. I do believe in giving everybody their due. Kenny Clark, if people tell you he's washed, he's not washed. Kenny Clark can still play. He's a nice player and a dude that I would absolutely want on my football team. But like every way that they laid out in which this helps their team or it was a good idea is fabricated in the aftermath of them getting absolutely dominated again by their best players in negotiation. The Cowboys got nothing they wanted. Micah Parsons and David Mulligeta got everything they wanted. Except one. They would have rather had it here.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys got nothing they wanted. They did not want to lose their best football player. They wanted their player on their terms, which is what they wanted with Dak, which is what they wanted with CD, which is what they wanted with Micah. And they never get it because they refuse to acknowledge how the sport works. Your job is to run a football team, and you refuse to acknowledge the way the league operates. And you think you're going to win? Like with Dak, you waited twice too long to realize and have a plan that, oh, this is our guy. If you knew both times, this is our guy, you sign him way earlier and we don't have to listen to fans talk about $60 million because he doesn't make $60 million because you as an organization know your plan. They don't. They're spitballing it. They're freewheeling it. They have no plan. CD, same thing. Late to the last minute, here's all your money. Micah, it's literally... Don Van Natta had a great tweet about this. The guy who's writing a book on Jerry Jones, he always knows what goes on at the owners' meetings. He knows Jerry Jones very well. And he said, the reason that Micah Parsons got traded, and I believe this with all of my heart, is because Jerry Jones, and he told you this at the presser, it was the one thing where he went off the rails and he went for multiple minutes. Because Micah and David Mulligeta came back this week and said, hey, come on, let's do it. And the answer was play on the fifth-year option, despite the fact that they tried to negotiate a contract with him twice this year. So they wanted to. So what changed? What changed is Jerry Jones got butthurt that his end around to go straight to a player who has a representative to get a contract done, then said, call my agent. And that, Don Van Natta would tell you, was Jerry saying, you've broken my trust and you're not loyal to me. That's why you're done. You're done because I don't trust you because I thought we had a deal. Because you tried to make a deal that is how you made deals in 1989 in Arkansas or whatever. Micah Parsons is not gone because the Cowboys think it's in their best interest. Will McClay don't think it. Brian Schottenheimer don't think it. Matt Eberflus doesn't think it. Stephen Jones doesn't think it. Jerry Jones, if he could let emotions go, absolutely doesn't think it. He only thinks it because he's pissed that the main character of the Dallas Cowboys, him, got disrespected in his mind when he attempted to disrespect and take advantage of somebody else.
And
that's what happened.
And the disrespect went public.
Yes.
That's a main factor in that.
And it's not disrespect. It's saying, I have an agent.
In his eyes.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, and that's it for that. So what I was saying is, like, Micah is super selfish. And Micah is so selfish. Jerry's a Hall of Famer, dude. And how about this, Micah? When is enough enough? How many lake houses do you need, dude? There's a salary cap. What about trying to win a Super Bowl for this fan base? Take a little bit less so you can be surrounded with better teammates. Jerry wouldn't get you better teammates. And then I can't wait to see what they do with this cap space. They're going to sign superstars.
If the Cowboys are really looking to move differently, they're not. If they're looking to move differently, they had $34+ million with Micah Parsons still on the books.
They got 40 now.
They got 40 over 40 now. If you're truly moving different, like you say, or like you're trying to show, you can go sign some guys right now. You can go sign Tyler Smith, get him locked up. You can go sign Deron Bland, get him locked up.
Could have done it anyway.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You could. And that's the thing is, like, Jerry gets in front of the people and he starts, you know, uttering these things that he believes. And I don't know what movie this is from. It's the truth if he believes it.
Yeah, it's his truth.
Right? It's his truth.
Reality isn't reality. Perspective is reality. It's yours.
That he believes these things are true.
Yeah.
But nothing in his past says, hey, when I have available cap, we can always go back to Dak's rookie deal. Like when Dak was on his rookie deal, and if you watch how other teams operate, when they have a franchise quarterback on a rookie deal, they go all in.
Packers just did it with a $55 million quarterback. They didn't do it with a $1 million quarterback.
They go all in, and they start having these pieces. San Fran did it. You see Washington. Like, that's what teams do. The Cowboys had that and did nothing. They did nothing. And so now you bring in Kenny Clark. And poor Kenny Clark, because I agree with you. I do think Kenny Clark is a good player.
He can play.
But now the pressure that's on Kenny Clark, a 30-year-old when the season starts, or when we get into the season.
He's about to turn 30.
He's about to turn 30. Jerry has made and built him up to be the cornerstone, to come in and to be the guy that's going to stop the run. He's propped Kenny up to now fans are going to look at Kenny and say, you have to give us what we got in a sense of action above the threats of things around you, like Micah. Like, you're going to have to produce in such a way. And he's not that.
Yeah.
Kenny's not that. He is not a guy right now in his age and where he's at in his career where he's the cornerstone. He fits right in with being a good player with the rest of them. Yeah. He and Osa and Solomon, they're okay. But what made Osa a B player
Micah
was because he had an A+ guy around him. What made what would have made a guy like Solomon Thomas an okay player is because you would have had an elite guy around you. So it's like when you take the elite guy around, all those other guys come down a notch. And that's what you're getting ready to see this season. You're gonna get ready to see a rotation of guys who are good to average and below, trying to tread water, trying to stay above waters, trying to stay afloat in this thing called run defense. And I hate when we say this thing about, running the ball up the middle. The running up the middle is not just that. It's the whole line gets moved. They run it inside. They run it out. They run it where the hell they want to. So it's not just the interior in the middle. We say in the middle. It's all across the board. You think now because, they ran the ball on the outside too.
Very well.
Very well.
Very well.
So it's not one or the other. And so you subtract one of the best players in all of football to add an average player to a little bit above average player in the middle. You didn't get better. You got worse, and it's going to show on Sundays because you still won't stop the run. And then what will end up happening is the fan base, a lot of you who are sometimes absolutely delusional, you will begin to blame Kenny. And Kenny will only go, hey, I'm giving you guys what I got. This is all I got. This is all I have. And we'll break down even more. Eberflus talking about,
lie.
I'm talking about manufacturing pressure.
To be fair, Eberflus did not say that.
Jerry Jones said it, but
Flus don't do that.
Don't do that. So
that.
Yeah.
They're making up answers to.
Just
Kenny
to
Clark
give
was
you.
a Pro Bowler in 2021, and the Packers had the worst run defense in football. You think he's the savior of your run defense 4 years later? And Kenny Clark's a good player. I like Kenny Clark. We'll have a full scouting report later in the show.
And he has nice teeth.
And by the way, the Herschel Walker thing, we just all need to chill out, okay? I guess technically Herschel was in the prime of his career. You got more picks, you got better picks. Your team was the worst team in football. Like, everything was completely different. This is a premier player that's on a Hall of Fame trajectory that's literally younger, at a more valuable position. There's nothing Herschel Walker about this. Picks that you're going to get probably in the late 20s. The player that you got back, it's not Herschel.
No.
It's not Herschel. That is an old man who was never good at this and is probably worse than he's ever been at this. Just retroactively creating why this makes sense after he got butt hurt and did something stupid. Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, we'll see how the great Clarence Hill feels about all this. It's next.
Sunglasses and Advil.
Oh, I love
Last
those
night
things.
was mad real.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that a song?
Yeah, it's a song. It's
Okay.
a song. It's a song. But if you want a pair of sunglasses, I have the people for you. ShadyRays.com. I know the sun's not out today here in DFW. It's a little bit of a overcast, probably because we just traded away the best player that we had on our football
Interesting.
team.
The weather went to crap
Immediately.
immediately.
The weather says, it's all bad around here. So if you want to cover your eyes in shame and kind of put on a mask and not look like it, hey, Shady Rays. Get you a pair of polarized sunglasses for 35% off. All you got to do is go to ShadyRays.com. Use the promo code DLLS35 and get 35% off a pair of polarized glasses. They have all the styles that you would need.
Oh.
So, no. It's okay.
I'm ready.
Shady Rays is where you go. They have all of what you need. Polarized glasses for 35% off using the promo code DLLS35. Head on over. Get you a pair of shades today.
Wear those Shady Rays over the... See, I support this. That's great. That's good ambiance. Wear the Shady Rays over the paper bag on your head when you get a discounted ticket, thanks to our friends at Game Time, and the ticket prices will be coming down.
Not for week 4.
Not for week 4 when Micah Parsons comes to town. Game Time app is the best way to get tickets to whatever game you want to go to, games, concerts, whatever. You need a ticket to something, you need our friends at Game Time. Super easy to use. The Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Fees are always included, so what you see is what you're actually going to pay. That is our friends at Game Time. So get up in there. Make sure you're using the right people when you want to get your ticket. I hope you can get a ticket for $4. I hope you get squared away. It's still going to be $7,000 to park, but you just Uber out there, get your nice discounted ticket, use the code DLLS, you get $20 off your first purchase. What time is it? Game time. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
This guy.
And I'd like to apologize for everything that I've said so far. And Clarence Hill has been really carrying the water this morning for a lot of backup type players and front office men. The greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys. Also, it is the the football club intro offer, by the way, for diehards. We need you. $36 for an entire year. We got new T-shirts. Thankfully, none of them revolved around Micah. You can get the 88 Club shirt when you sign up. That's an entire year of diehard access for $36. It's an incredible deal, and we need you right now. I'm in a bad place. Clarence Hill, what's happening, partner?
Yeah, I was trying to be positive this morning. I'm glad you noticed. You claim I was carrying the water because I could see that most people were being negative and on the trade and poo-pooing the trades. I was trying to, the best defensive tackle tandem since Jason Hatcher and Jerry Ratliff. How about that?
Honestly,
and Kenny Clark.
I appreciate it because it doesn't feel good. And I do get a little bit self-conscious, honestly, because I'm still a person, about the number of people that are like on the other side of it. And I'm like, I don't mean to like try to yell at you and run over you and tell you you're an idiot.
What you do.
And I don't mean to. And that's why like sometimes I do a little fake curveball where I'm like, okay, yeah, Mike is this and that. And Jerry's so smart.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. I've never seen one this color before.
Where legends drop.
What?
Clarence Hill
What
just
we got?
breaking news, you gotta hop in club pop.
That's a $200.
That's
super
$200.
chat.
200.
Bob is in there with a $200. Bob says, and it's Bob
What'd he
C.
say?
Could be a Kavanaugh. I need you to hear me. The only X equals in every equation of this rolling 30-year dumpster fire is Jerry. Thoughts and prayers to our base, and welcome Prince Ali. We will never trade you guys.
Yes.
Love you all.
Prince Ali, handsome as hell.
200.
$200. And we see all the other super. Barrington, we see you back there with the 25. We see the 20 from JJ. We see y'all, and we're going to get there. But we had to interrupt Clarence for the $200. We had to.
Hey,
$200.
200. You got to do a dance now.
That might be my Uncle Bob, maybe.
Oh,
It's Bob C.
okay.
Get in
Yeah.
there,
Oh,
KG.
yeah.
Should have gave that to Jerry.
KG.
He could have kept Micah.
tell KG to say that energy for Vegas when I'm rooming with you in Vegas.
Ain't
Say
nobody
that
rooming
energy
with
for
your
Vegas.
ass. Shut up. Shut up.
Say that energy
Nobody
for
rooming
Vegas,
with you.
okay? But it's interesting. And I saw Jeff
better be
going through it
very
last
interesting.
night. You go through all these emotions, you go through all these thoughts, and you try to just break it down on different ways to analyze it. The Herschel Walker trade, just with Jerry invoking that, he's romanticized in the 90s. And I wrote about it today. This is no Herschel Walker trade. This is clearly, I heard you talk about Jerry got mad and Micah got traded.
Yep.
Jerry got mad and Micah got traded. It was him getting mad. Oh, we were thinking about this when we signed, Brian Schottenheimer, you offered him a deal. You were ready to pay him a deal. You got mad.
Yeah.
You got mad. You felt he disrespected you. Van Natter was right. You had a handshake deal or whatever you want to call it, which we first reported here. You felt he reneged on your handshake deal.
Whoa.
He brought his agent in there who wanted to use your deal as a baseline for the deal he was going to negotiate, and they did go up from there. Of course, that's where the negotiating was starting. But I want you to understand that you see pictures of Micah on social media celebrating and being happy. They're not happy.
When you
They're
say
happy about
when
the
you
money.
say they not happy, what do you who's they? Who's you
He
people?
got everything he wanted except where he wanted to be.
Right, the Parsons family. I mean, they want to be here. He's building a house in South Lake. Okay, he wanted to be here. They just signed a 3-year deal on a suite at AT&T Stadium. Okay, that is his mom was using. Okay, they wanted to be here. You saw her. Jerry talked about her being in the suite with him for watching the preseason game for an hour. They wanted to be here. My understanding that when this trade came down, there were tears among the family members because they didn't want to leave Dallas. They don't want to leave Dallas.
Yeah.
And certainly, in my understanding is talking to the principals, they felt, I'm talking about Mike and Mulligata, felt that.
You got a phone call? I'm going to explain to him one day how Do Not Disturb works because Clarence always says, I need to silence it. Turning down your ringtone will not stop your phone from getting an incoming call. Clarence, I need you to know that.
He just refuses to beat any allegation of the 60-year-old
I was explaining
Pop.
I was explaining that to a lady yesterday about the greatness of Pop Pop. And I was like, and when we first started our show, he was like, no, I'm Unk. And we were like, oh, Pop Pop sounds good. And then every behavior since that day confirms.
Yes.
I'm Pop
You
Pop.
are-
I'm an old guy.
You are so Pop Pop. Let me see a different angle that I can do on the Micah thing. I only have 1,700 of them ready. Let's rattle some super chats. And we will have, because I don't want to just at all times emotionally react. I do want to talk about Kenny Clark, and we will do that in the last segment of the show. I got a scouting report for you on Kenny Clark. I went and watched him from last year. We got those sorts of things. We have lots of other Mike angles, but we have so many super chats. We got to hit some of you guys. Where do we need to start at here, John? Okay, yeah. Classic Stang Lover. I think people fail to see that the football team is just to continue the brand, printing money. It's Coach Louis Vuitton. No, that is absolutely accurate. I agree. Carlos with a 50 bomb.
Where legends drop. Clarence Hill just can't stop. Breaking news, you gotta hop in club.
Hold on. I am starting to think that
Wow.
may not be the GM he thinks that he is. You're starting to think that? It's only been 30 years, so I could be rushing it. But it looks like he may not know what he's doing or what his own name is or how to use the restroom on his own anymore. That's going too far, maybe. And now, Clarence, you're back and ruining my super chat run. What's up? Who called? Is it Arch?
I just wanted to add this, and I know you guys got a lot of stuff, but again, they talking to Mulugeta and Michael's people, they exhausted all avenues to stay. Okay, they did reach out to Jerry, and Jerry, basically when it's almost like full circle, and it's interesting. It's interesting.
It better be.
Interesting.
It better be.
You remember Jerry said that when they called Mulugeta to give him a deal, if Mulugeta said, "Stick it up your ass."
Yeah.
Well, basically, when Micah and Mulugeta called Jerry to say, "Let's get a deal done," he said, "Stick it up your ass."
Yeah, they said 5th-year option or nothing. And it's like, wait, but you were trying to sign us to a contract. What are you talking about? Jerry was mad. Micah got traded because Jerry got mad.
It was an enema party, just back and forth one another.
Yep.
Yeah.
You take an enema. No, you take an enema.
And that's basically what it was. But they really tried to get this thing done and get this thing back and try to restart negotiations. And so they blinked, right?
Right.
To a certain extent. Now, they weren't going to take no less money. They weren't going to take that deal. But they really tried to talk. They tried to initiate talks.
Yeah.
And Jerry said no.
Yeah.
And they wanted to be here. So they're celebrating, and he's celebrating being the highest paid defensive player. And you see all this stuff on social media. But there were also tears because they wanted to be here.
Clarence, good luck this weekend. You going up against Ohio State. I'd like to see a good start for Arch. Get him on the path to declaring for the draft, and then we'll bring him in here, let him sit behind Dak for 1 year, and then greedy Dak could get traded, and it'll be Arch time. Thanks.
Oh, well, maybe not Arch time. I like what Clarence said. It might be bring on home Colin Simmons. It might be Colin Simmons time.
He's 2027.
Yeah, we got 2027 first round pick. We got 2027 first round pick, baby.
Real Jerry right now.
We got 2027 first round pick.
We might not have Micah. But 2 years from now, if we pick high enough, we could get somebody who might be 60% as good.
Yeah, come on. Come on, Colin.
Simmons a bad boy now. He might be 60 or more. But
Micah Parsons is a Hall of Famer.
Come on, Colin. Come on home. He's from here, right? He's from DFW.
Duncanville.
Yeah. Come on home,
I
son.
love you, Clarence. We'll see you later. Jeff, can you guys start the draft show now? These functional second rounders are going to be franchise changing. Pop's standard in action. It's from James in the super chat. Look, the draft is the draft. I think for the most part, and we can go back and do this, when teams have traded away a really, really good player for draft picks and then used one of those draft picks to attempt to replace the same position, your odds of getting that job done are right around zero. Do not think that you're replacing Micah Parsons with draft picks. Now, you can try to build the case. I got $47 million and Kenny Clark and these 2 picks. What if I move these 2 picks, turn them into 3 or 4 picks? I nail that pick and this pick. I sign the right guys with this money. Like, you can try to get that game done. You ain't replacing Micah Parsons.
No, that's not happening. But there's this weird gut feeling that I have that this year in season.
You just got to go potty.
No.
You doo-doo queen.
Not this morning.
Okay.
Not this morning. I don't think they're done.
God, that's another whole segment, I think. Because
I don't think they're done.
Can I tell you what? So here's the thing about that. If they're not done, they're just tripling down on dumb.
Quite possibly.
Because you don't know where picks are going to be. This is the worst time to be doing this crap.
What I'm saying is, quite possibly.
Because, like, let's say you flip a Green Bay pick and then for a player.
Right.
And then something goes wrong in Green Bay. I don't want to put that on their quarterback, but, something goes wrong. And now it turns out that for whatever you got, you gave up the number 3 overall pick. Like, it's just, this is not the time that you do those things. Like that, and that's part of why this trade was so stupid, is because if you actually are a front office with a plan and didn't think you were going to get this guy on your terms at the time you thought you could do it after milking the headlines, you would have opened this up in March and 25 teams call you,
but here's the
who
thing.
have cap space and their picks and a draft
right.
coming.
But you can also say, because next year the Cowboys will have 2 first-round picks.
Yep.
Yes?
Yep.
So I can now maneuver it to where I'm saying is you can have one of them. It's conditional.
But I don't know which one.
Conditional.
I don't even know if that's legal.
It's not legal?
I don't know. I know the NBA it is. Can you say whichever one's higher or lower?
Or lower. Like you get the lower of the 2.
I don't think so, but I like it if you can. Again, I don't know that answer.
I don't know the answer either.
I don't think so.
I'm playing Monopoly.
Because NBA, I think they can do that.
You can't do that in the NBA. Yeah. But I just have a feeling that
Protected pick.
a protected
You
pick.
can't have it if it's not in the top 10.
Yeah, if it's top 10, it's ours.
Yep.
Anything else outside of top 10 is yours.
Yep.
I don't think they're done. I think they're going to try to keep digging the hole to justify the means.
Get a little deeper.
They're just going to be like, you know what? Let's go get Jeffrey Simmons, right? Let's try to make a trade for Dexter Lawrence. Whatever it is, I think they're going to keep
No,
trying
Kenny Clark fixed the run defense.
He did.
It's fine.
He didn't.
It's fine.
But I do think they're going to keep digging.
Ike said we suck with late first-round picks. Thankfully, we got 2 more. Jay Lit, hear me out, trying to be optimistic. Do you think one of those first can get your Nick Benito? Why do you talk about Nick Benito for? We had Micah Parsons, Cowboy culture, but I do appreciate your super chat. We do need some pass rushers now. Got a feeling draft season starts late October. I had Fran Duffy send me his list. He sent it to me in Slack this morning, so I am ready for draft season before the season even begins now. I know who to watch. William, $5 there. Micah will likely win a Super Bowl in the next 4 years with a better run organization. This is the wrong way to approach this. I want the Cowboys to win. I like the Cowboys. I love the Cowboys. I cheer for the Cowboys. I want Micah to win a Super Bowl because I want Jerry to look dumb. Coming up next, let's get the insider perspective from around the NFL. Adam Hoge, he's our All-City NFL insider. He joins us next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. We want to encourage you to come to Vegas with us. Club Pop Pop out there in Vegas. That's the dates. You see them right there on the screen, November 15th to 18th. You see right below that, True Fan Travel. That's where you go to sign up, truefantravel.com. We're going out there for the Cowboys against the Raiders to watch Kenny Clark and the vaunted Cowboys run defense.
Shut down.
Ashton Jeanty will have nowhere to go.
Shut him down.
Nowhere to go.
Shut him down.
Jeanty.
Who's the quarterback? Geno Smith?
I forgot. 27 carries.
Geno Smith.
27 yards. Ashton Jeanty against the Cowboys. We're going to be out
Geno
there.
Smith sacked 13 times.
I like Geno Smith. I like Geno. I don't want to talk about it. Because you said how many sacks we're going to have. And this is a break. I shouldn't be doing this in a break. Boy, it hit me in the face that when I was earlier, like a week ago, we might have already talked about this, when I was like, yeah, the edge group is the best thing the Cowboys got. And you start going through all the names because you're like, obviously with Micah, bam. And then you're like, and that's a nice rotational and that's a nice piece and he can stop the run. But once you pluck away the top one, you look at it again and you try to do the same thing and you go, oh, we're bad there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought we were the best.
No, yeah.
Crazy. Come to Vegas with us. You can find it at alldlls.com. You can go to truefantravel.com. We're going to be out there. We're going to do our pre-game show. We're going to do our post-game show. We're going to be hanging out. Hit the White Castles with you soon. I can do that at up in the Colony.
I can't wait.
When they open, can we go? Me and you?
Yes. Can we do a show from there?
Can we do a show from there?
Ben.
Hey, we need to
Do
we
a
got to get this
show.
money.
We gotta get
Tell
this
them
money.
we'll do it for free.
Yes.
We just need 2 Crave cases.
230 packs.
A couple of Crave cases.
Because he want ketchup. I don't want ketchup.
I don't want ketchup.
I don't want pickles
I don't
either.
want ketchup. A lot of times I'll tell them to take the onions off. I
Oh,
want
no.
some of that flavor, but I don't want that crunch. Yeah. Why are we doing a White Castle live
I
spot?
don't know.
We want you to come to Vegas with us,
Yes.
and you can do that by going to truefantravel.com, and it's going to be a wonderful time. Also, sign up to be a diehard. It's a great time right now with the prices that we got going, and plus, it's a great time to be a Cowboy fan. We got Kenny Clark. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. We'd like to welcome in the great and powerful, our All-City NFL analyst insider, the great Adam Hoge. What's up, Adam?
You guys sound like you're doing great.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, we have a Hall of Fame general manager.
Yeah,
you
man,
kidding me? We're on
we
the
got
right
rid
track.
of that. We got rid of that greedy player, man. That he's no production player. He's out of here,
When
man.
is enough? Where
know what
was
I
he
mean?
against Green Bay?
Yeah,
you
man.
know?
Get in. We don't want the podcast, Smodcast. Get out of here.
We got Kenny Clark.
Let's go. Let's go. Kenny
Right.
Clark and
Michael was a
Osa.
distraction. We all know that.
Yeah.
Kenny Clark doesn't have a podcast, does he? He might.
Does he?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Not that I know of. He
All
might
right,
have
cool.
one now that he's going down to Dallas. I don't know.
That's a fair point. What was your immediate reaction to the Cowboys trading a 26-year-old Hall of Fame player entering his prime for the hell of it?
Well, a lot of reactions. I mean, the first one was shock. Because I've been in denial, as I'm assuming you guys were too, that this would actually happen. It just honestly goes against, to me, both of the organizations, what they normally do. I mean, with the Cowboys, it's always been, lose all negotiating leverage and then just pay them at the end. With the Packers, it's always, let's keep our picks, let's draft, let's not spend big money, pay our own. They don't go out and make moves like this typically. So that's where I had my doubts even in the last 72 hours when you're sort of hearing these rumblings that it could come together between these two teams. I just didn't really expect it to happen. But then my mind went to the Khalil Mack trade from 2018. And I do think these trades are a little bit comparable. And, I'll just tell you a quick story. That came together on Labor Day weekend, same time frame, right before the season. Khalil Mack was technically a year older, but same point in his career, 4 years in, right? So he was probably the best up-and-coming defensive player in the league, just like Micah Parsons is now. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but the Bears opened up against the Green Bay Packers Week 1 Sunday Night Football, so it was nationally televised. I was in the press box at Lambeau Field, and Khalil Mack went on to have what was probably the best defensive game I've ever witnessed with my own eyes in person in that opener. And John Gruden, who was the head coach of the Raiders at the time, just took a beating on social media all night long. This is the worst trade ever. How could you ever do this? Zoom out 3 years later, Khalil Mack was good, but he wasn't the same guy he was in 2018. The Bears, I don't know if they ever regretted the trade, but they didn't have those first-round picks for a couple of years. It definitely hurt them. And really the only reason why it just didn't end up being a win for the Raiders overall was because they screwed all those first-round picks they got. They made bad draft choices. So
I got Josh Jacobs,
really
I believe it was which trade was that? Maybe I got the wrong trade. I was looking one up earlier.
No, he might have been in that, but obviously he ended up going elsewhere. He's also in Green Bay.
And I think that's the thing is like it's always good in theory because in your mind a first round pick means one thing. But I think once you go back and look at all these teams that trade the star player for the what we could get, the what you could get is never going to be what like Green Bay knows what they're getting. If the Cowboys turned it into, and we don't know where the picks would be, but you can go the last 5 years, last 6 or 7 years. You could draw up. If you told me I could get CeeDee Lamb and Tyler Smith, well, we crushed it with these two. But if you tell me I'm getting Mozzie Smith and Tyler Guyton, well, there's an F-. And I think that's just it's crazy as a team that I don't think is admitting that they, with Dak and CeeDee and what they have, like they can't suck. And so to trade away your best players, I think that is very rarely an okay idea. I think Jerry Jones is a crazy person.
I'm not coming here to tell you that this was a great move by any means. If I had to guess though, when we're looking back on this, and this is a very boring take for such an explosive trade, but I think 3 years from now, both teams are going to be looking at like, well, it probably wasn't the best move, but it also didn't kill us overall because, I mean, this is going to give you guys flexibility financially. I know you already you did have financial flexibility already, but this will help. Ideally, you hit on those first-round picks. Having 4 in 2 years is great. That's the part where I don't know that I trust Jerry Jones to get this right. But, but if you scout and you make those picks, then, a few years from now, it's not like, theoretically, the Cowboys shouldn't be bad, a few years from now, or maybe as bad as they might be this year, because now they just lost Micah Parsons on a defense that already wasn't that good. From the Packers side of this, I actually think this is more desperate than most people are making out to be. I don't know how many people know this. The Packers haven't drafted a single Pro Bowler in 5 years. Brian Gutekunst, Matt LaFleur, even though they've been, people I feel like just look at the Packers like, oh, they're always competitive. They're always in the playoffs. Well, other than beating the Cowboys a couple years ago, they never really win in the playoffs, and the heat has been rising on these guys. And oh, by the way, the team president just changed because Mark Murphy retired and Ed Policy's in. And anytime stuff like that happens, you feel some fire under your butt. So I think from a Brian Gutekunst standpoint, this was a little bit of a desperate move to have some really good short-term gains that I think a few years from now, when you look at the fact that the Packers are now the only team in the NFL paying 2 players over $100 million, that is going to cost you, especially when you lose 2 first-round picks too. I just think from their perspective, it might be great this year, but 2-3 years from now, this is going to put them in a tougher spot than that franchise usually is in.
Oh, look at there. President, GM.
They have a president and a GM?
Having pressure on them to make moves.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's interesting how that all works out.
Held accountable if it didn't go well?
It's absolutely amazing how that works. Adam, we're of course, the name of this trade is Micah Parsons, right? He is the guy who is a 4-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. But on the other end, the Cowboys got a defensive tackle in Kenny Clark. How does Kenny Clark fit in the grand scheme of what Matt Eberflus wants to do on defense?
Yeah, so another one of my initial reactions to this was feeling a little bit of sympathy for Matt Eberflus, who we obviously know well here in Chicago, because when he got to Chicago a little over 3.5 years ago, the first move Ryan Poles made as GM was trade away Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
So he thought he had Khalil Mack. Now he gets back. Now he's down there back in Dallas. Okay, at least I got Micah Parsons. I lost my job and everything. Oh, no. Now he's gone as well. Now I will say this, though. Kenny Clark is a good player. I heard you guys talking about this earlier. Jeff, you're spot on. He was a little bit banged up. I think he's healthier now than he was last season, but we have seen him twice a year in this division, and he has just been a really good, solid player, especially against the run. But he's also one of those interior guys that opens up a lot of things for the edge rushers too, just because he can be so disruptive, collapse the pockets. So I think like this is. You'd rather have Micah Parsons. I get it. But in terms of players to get back in this trade, I think Matt Eberflus is probably pretty happy about getting Kenny Clark because, even in Chicago the last few years, at times his defense was an absolute sieve in letting runs right up the middle. I mean, when Andrew Billings was healthy, he'd do his best to try to clog up 3 gaps at one time. But when he was out and hurt, you could basically run right up the middle. And I was worried about that with the Cowboys this year. So I think getting Kenny Clark, at least from that perspective, will help a little bit in the short term.
Adam, you're a beast. He's our All-City NFL analyst, and you can catch him with a CHGO because badass, and he does all the things. We appreciate you, Adam.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Good luck.
All right. And so, that's one of the I just want to pick it apart by 7,000 different ways. I shouldn't do Kenny Clark right now because we're about to do Kenny Clark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do a side angle on Kenny Clark real quick. This is not Kenny Clark's fault. I'm happy Kenny Clark's on the football team. I'll tell you that again in a couple of minutes when we talk all about Kenny Clark. Everything about this trade signifies you didn't have a plan. Your timing was stupid. You don't know what you're doing at building a football team. And part of that is even the fact that Kenny Clark is the player you got back. How are you the team that is sending away Micah Parsons? And the player you're getting in return is the 30-year-old defensive tackle that needs to bounce back a little bit. Good player. And not, I want your best young player. But no, what we'll settle for is, we're not great at D-tackle. You got one, right? That's what you do with a 4th-round pick, 5th-round pick. You're like, okay, what do we need? And does that fit real? That's like going into a draft with the 3rd overall pick. And you're like, well, we need a nose tackle. Who's the best one? They're like, it's the 31st best player in the draft. Like, go ahead, take him. We need a nose tackle. It's not. You're trading away Micah Parsons. And what you're going to do in return is say, but we needed a D-tackle. You've had 3 years that you knew you needed a D-tackle to stop the run. Micah Parsons doesn't have to be your chip to say, hey, but we got a defensive tackle.
All right.
That's not how you trade Micah Parsons. Super chats. And then we're going to praise Kenny Clark because I like him. Eric, now future free agents and guys on this team who need extensions really won't trust this front office, in my opinion.
Every situation is different.
And everybody's getting, if they're going to give you your money, you're happy.
Everyone's different. Every situation is different.
Osa likes him just fine. He was willing to take a teamish friendly deal, and that was cool with him. That's fine. The best of the best, they're usually not going to cut you a break. Classic Stang lover, Swayze. Jeff, are we a Super Bowl contender this year with Micah? Was Micah playing against Green Bay in the 2023 playoffs? Relax. He was an undersized DN. Perfect. These are the kind of ones where I have to woo-saw. Because what I want to do is snap react.
Call him stupid.
But that doesn't serve a purpose. Yes, but that doesn't serve a purpose.
Swamp A.
I am not dismissing what you're saying. Micah Parsons is an undersized edge. If you run directly at him, you can have success there. The idea he's a terrible run defender is totally made up. But you can have success running right at Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons didn't make an impact against the Green Bay Packers. Nobody did. And that sucks. But I guess I just want to ask people, when you look at the football team, the trade, the history. We could put up so many numbers on Micah Parsons about how he's been in this league for 4 years, what it means when he's on and off the field for the Cowboys, the fact that he is the most impactful pass rusher in the entire league over those 4 years, the fact that the start of his career looks like Reggie White or whoever else you want to use, and they're all Hall of Famers. Like, the player that he is on the football field, the job and decision-making that the front office has done when they have cap space, when they make trades, all these different things. Do you really look at all of that and say Micah Parsons isn't worth it? Micah Parsons is a choke artist. Micah Parsons isn't good enough. Micah Parsons is too small. Micah Parsons is a headache. Or is that your current target for your angst of their lack of team success because they can't build a team well? Because I think it's that. Mike is a huge name. He's getting a ton of money. The team hasn't been good enough. And so that's who you're firing at because he's the story today. The idea that Micah Parsons on a football field is part of your problem and you don't want him is insanity. Insanity.
I wanted them to go as aggressive as they went with this Micah Parsons trade. Like, go aggressively the opposite way. Like, keep Micah. And I wouldn't have been mad if you just said, the hell with you, David and Micah, you're playing on the 5th year. Okay?
Yeah, and you'll win that eventually.
Like, you're playing on the 5th year.
He's showing up.
And what I'm going to do, if I'm really, Micah, you're playing on the 5th year, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to go get you some more help. And like, that's the part I think people are missing is, yes, you can say Micah wasn't this and Micah wasn't that, but they did nothing to truly support Micah.
No.
They didn't. And
you're not supposed to be first and 32nd when
right.
one guy leaves
like,
the
that's
field.
what I'm saying. And you're talking to a guy who I had my feelings about Micah and what he was and who he was as a person and as a player.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, you don't win games in this league without players like Micah. You go and support him. You
Trade
go
Randy Moss if you want to, Minnesota.
Yeah, you go and try to find players that can give him an edge and give you an edge. You don't trade those type of guys away. And it's foolish, man. It is.
All right, let's do one segment that is around what the Cowboys are getting back in this trade. And is there a way that we can see that they win this and how this can help their defense? Kenny Clark is coming to the Cowboys. Got a scouting report on him. We'll do
Hit the like button.
Hit the like button, please. It's a big show. We need you today. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Love for you to sign up to be a diehard today. We need you today. We got to stick together in these times. These are tough times. I need you to support us, and then we'll support you in whatever way we can. You DM me. You got a charity? Need some shoes? Need some size 13s? I got too many. We need to be friends right now. All of us. It's a tough time.
Got a couple pair of 12s and let go.
I got bigger feet than you?
Yep.
Oh,
that's about it.
It's great. Socks too.
That's about it.
Socks too.
Well, maybe.
Hold on, let me see some.
You don't got bigger hands.
Well, don't try to put your hands.
You ain't got bigger hands than me, bro.
Right. What you got about 9.5?
Yeah, you ain't got.
You
ain't got bigger hands than me. Big hands. You know.
Big gloves.
Big gloves.
So anyway, sign up to be a diehard at alldlls.com. What they get you, we get the football club intro offer, which is great. Normally it's $80 a year, $79.99 to be a diehard, and you get to be a part of a really cool community. Like, obviously, you get access to perks. You do get a free T-shirt when you sign up from our merch store, which is $36 value all by itself. So now you're getting a year of access to alldlls.com, to everything that is behind the diehard only tag there. You get all of that. You get an ad-free experience on the website. You get into our Discord. You can pick one of these shirts. It doesn't have to be one of those. We got so many different shirts that you can choose from when you sign up to be a diehard.
I got one on right here.
You get that's one right there. That's a good one. We got cool gear. We got merch. And now that we're more than a year into this thing, we've got events that we're starting to put together. You get discounts on those if you're a diehard.
30,000.
What? We hit 30,000 YouTube subscribers. Thank you, Micah.
Yes.
Thank you for getting traded.
Yes.
We got it by anniversary week.
Yes.
We got it done because Jerry Jones is silly. Attaboy, Jerry. You did it. So, yeah, use the QR code on the screen. If you're watching there, you can find it in the description later, alldlls.com. Why don't you sign up to be a diehard? Get into our Discord. Come hang out with me. I'm reading Dungeon Crawler Carl, the greatest book of all time. I'm probably going to pop in there and mention it. It is amazing. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. We were just in a break, and Jesse didn't like that I was real fired up about a book called Dungeon Crawler Carl. But I tell you, it is incredible.
That's some white people stuff?
It is absolutely WPS.
100%.
Absolutely. But if you've ever played Dungeons & Dragons, Diablo,
Devil.
any sort of game where the idea is to defeat monsters, level up, gain experience and abilities, work your way through a dungeon, and you like stuff that is hysterical, oh, Dungeon Crawler Carl. We're off and running. Kenny Clark's a Cowboy now. And I have rules. I have rules.
24-month rule?
What's that mean?
It's your rule that you made up.
Oh, I do have that rule. Yeah. After 2 years, I don't care where you were drafted.
Okay.
We've seen 2 years of you, brother. If you're waiting for the Mozzie pop, that's a you problem. After this year, if Tyler Guyton plays terrible football and you tell me he's going to be good next year, that's a you problem. You got 2 years with me, 24 months, and I don't care where you're drafted anymore. That is a funny chat. DLLS makes more money when Jerry does something stupid. Man, y'all going to be rolling in the dough.
As long as y'all keep showing up.
Yeah. It's true.
Gotta
Don't
keep
lose
showing
interest. Do I have to keep ranting on Jerry? Is that how we stay interested? Because I don't want to do that. Once the season starts, we get to talk football, and I can ignore Jerry, and that makes me happy.
Jeremy says trading Parsons is some WPS too.
That is WPS. It's absolutely WPS. But one of my rules is a stat sheet's not going to tell me everything, and please don't immediately run to Pro Football Focus and just give me a number grade if you want to tell me who a player is. Yeah. And it's fine. Honestly, I appreciate Pro Football Focus. I have a membership because I can sort all sorts of things and I can get all sorts of numbers I want. The grade one, I'm not all that interested in because I can watch them. So what I got after this trade was Kenny Clark sucks. Kenny Clark is washed. Look at his Pro Football Focus grade. And the first thing I did when they traded for him is I Googled his name and I'm like, oh, numbers way down last year. Not really sacking the quarterback, all that. Let's go look. Let's go look at him. And so I turned on tape of Kenny Clark from last year, and the first good offensive line I saw is the one that I clicked. So I watched the Detroit Lions game late in the year, and then I was like, all right, well, they still have a good O-line in the beginning of the year. Let's watch them there too. I should have watched Philly too, but I watched Detroit twice. Kenny Clark's not washed. Healthy Kenny Clark, because also Kenny Clark jacked up a toe and had a bunion because of the game they played on terrible turf in Brazil in the preseason. Kenny Clark had to have surgery on his foot after last year, and he played all 17. So,
I got bunions, so I know.
You have bunions?
Got two.
That's nasty. I guess it's not nasty. It's just a thing. It
thing.
Seems nasty.
No, it's not nasty.
It's on your feet.
Yeah, but it's just a thing.
I don't want stuff on my feet.
It's just a thing. It's like extra balance.
So I'm going to do this. This is kind of Brian Broaddus style in my mind because he will, you'll say the name of a player, and you can see him just pull up a screen, and he just starts reading words.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm going to do. This is a Kenny Clark scouting report, according to me, from last night. Miss me with the wash stuff. 2 plays against Detroit to say that's not true. Dominant, too strong of a word for him, but he's still a solid NFL starter, full-size defensive tackle, but moves like a 285-pound guy, has an understanding of the leverage game. He's not going to be bullied. He's also not going to necessarily do the bullying. Plays hard as hell, plays a ton of snaps, incredibly active and accurate with hands, does stuff right, fires off the ball, plays low, awareness of where ball is. I see more of the 3 technique traits than the 1 when it comes to getting doubled. He can get moved a little bit, but not like the guys we watched in the preseason getting dog walked 6 yards. He will stay active and stay involved and keep working to the play. More spry and quickness than just kick your butt. You will love his motor. He never stops playing despite the fact that he was banged up, doesn't overwhelm with power, but holds ground pretty well, stays extended, works to the right place, has the agility, dips a shoulder, tries to win on a rush, and even if he's past it, has the flexibility and core strength to be able to pivot, turn, keep getting where he's going. He's a good player. Kenny Clark's a good player.
Yeah.
Kenny Clark and Osa can be a good duo. Dominant? No. And what they're selling you? Also no. I don't think run defense is the best part of Kenny Clark's game. I think he's a better activity, disruption, penetration player than double team me if you want to. I ain't moving. That's not really his game. If you care about these things, everything you find about Kenny Clark is also ideal teammate. Dog. Versatility. Green Bay drafted him. Let me see if I can get the order right. I believe they drafted him to be a 1 technique, made him a defensive end after that for a while, then a 3 technique, and then back to 1 technique. He plays everywhere. But I think he's kind of an athletic, oversized 3 technique that's going to play nose tackle here, which is just, if you don't know these things, defensive tackles, there's numbers on them based on where they line up. 1 technique is between a center and a guard, so he's probably going to have to deal with 600 pounds a person. 3 technique is lined up over the other guard or just outside him. And probably, well, you never know what a team's going to do when they're blocking, but you're setting yourself up to have to be the big dog if you're in the 1 technique. And that's where he will play because they're going to play him and Osa together. He's a good player. He's not a better player than Micah Parsons. He's not going to do more for this defense than Micah Parsons. But if I could just dismiss how much I think the trade is foolish and just talk about, hey, you did have a really big need at this position, I think you filled it pretty well at that spot. Kenny Clark's a good player that will be here in theory for 3 years. He's hitting 30.
Yep.
Getting older. He had a foot surgery that he's coming off of, but if he's healthy, I think he'll be an even better player than he was a year ago. Plays hard. He's a good player.
Yeah, I went and I watched a little bit of Kenny Clark last night too.
Who'd you play? Who did play?
I told you the Rams and the Detroit. I told you this morning.
Okay, yeah.
So
I know, but we weren't on the air.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why I was
my
doing
bad.
that.
Yeah. I thank you. My fault. That's my fault. I wanted to watch. I just wanted to see how he moved.
Yeah.
I wanted to see, as a guy who's getting older in age, is he still fluid? Does he still have a motor?
Yeah.
Because that matters. When we're talking about the interior, having a motor, not being moved, being able to strike, engage, get rid of, and find where he has to go.
Well, if you tell me he can't do these things and I watch tape wrong, I'm going to be hurt.
No, I'm saying he can.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, I was saying, see, he could. And if you were going to be like, and I don't think so, I was going,
No.
damn, I just said he could.
No. I'm agreeing with you.
Okay,
I'm agreeing with you what I saw.
Thank God.
But now, okay, so what we have to do is we have to take what we saw on tape with Green Bay.
Yep.
And what was around him at Green Bay, what was required of him at Green Bay. Also, what point in time and periods in these games, right? If they're playing from ahead, they're playing from behind. Those things matter. And then we have to we have to be able to cut that out and then now place this in the mode of how will Matt Eberflus use him, right? When we talked about Matt Eberflus, what he wants his defensive lineman to be, he wants them to be the up the field, get after it type of.
I think he's got some of that,
and I do think he has some of that in him. Here's my concern, and it isn't a great concern or something that we should like really be. Is like Micah, does he wear down as the year goes?
And he plays, God, I didn't realize how many plays Osa played, but those dudes play so many snaps. And you need more guys. Those guys don't need to be playing 800 snaps a year.
And maybe that's why they kept Toya and Mozzie to kind of have that sort of rotation to keep a guy like Kenny fresh and Osa fresh down the year. But he's going to have a ton. And this is going to come from up top. You may not know this or not, but up top, we'll look down and say, he's wearing number 96. 96 needs to be on.
Got to be out there. 96 got to be out there.
96, because if 96 is not out there, I look bad.
I traded for 96.
Put 96 out there. So the pressure of playing 96 and hopefully that he's playing well is going to be on them. And like Micah, as the year goes on, because I'm looking at that November stretch. And that November stretch, if
I'm Green Bay in week 4. Sorry, that has nothing to do with Kenny Clark.
No.
All I can think about is Micah sacking Dak 6 times.
That's going to probably happen. But when you're talking about that 3 games in 10 days and who you're playing in that time, you got to have a player like Kenny Clark. And it's going to be a lot of pressure on him that is no fault of his own.
No, it's not. There's nothing he can do about it, no.
People are going to expect.
If you boo Kenny Clark or say bad stuff to Kenny Clark, you're a bad person.
They will. You know they will. So
reflect before you do
I do think Kenny Clark's a decent player. I don't think he's an overwhelming player. I don't think he's a superstar player. I don't think he's this.
I think he can be Osa caliber.
And that's good.
Which is good.
But it's not a world beater. It's not a he can't wreck the game by himself.
No.
You lost that. That's in Green Bay now.
Yeah.
I think he's good. I think he'll be okay as long as he can stay healthy. Super chats.
We're going to do some super chats, and I know I'm not going to get through them all, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some super chats, and I'm going to break something that I don't think I've ever done here and just do overtime to get through the super chats.
Positive of you right there.
Classic Stang Lover. Checked out a decade ago, so I'm not mad. I'm just laughing at the people that have stuck around. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Barrington's in the super chat.
Oh, boy.
At this point, all we can do is vote by not going to games and don't watch TV, but make sure you stay here.
Yes.
The only way to get rid of the geriatric nightmare is for him to mess up the money so bad that the league steps in. NFL needs the Cowboys to do good. Well, he's still doing good with the money, and he's doing good with making the league.
And that's the thing, Barrington. He does so well with the money.
does
These
so
owners
good.
love him because he keeps their pockets lined up with the C notes like a mug.
The new GM, the new president in Green Bay, I believe is the son of the guy that you took Charles Haley from, and now you gave him Micah Parsons. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
That is funny.
Collusion.
All right, hey, this is we're gonna do on YouTube a little bit of overtime, but I need all you people in TV land to know that we appreciate you checking us out on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. The lunatic. On a plus note, I am a DLLS diehard. Fire Jerry as GM. Thank you, lunatic.
We appreciate you, brother. Get your
Appreciate
t-shirt.
you. Sign up to be a diehard. It's a good time for it. $36 instead of $80. That t-shirt's worth $36. It's a whole year's of access right there. Knights in the super chat traded Parsons away before the NFLPA got involved. It is interesting to me because Jerry shut down like he had to reboot when Clarence asked him about the negotiating directly with players thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's in the back of his brain that it's very possible this is a violation of the collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah.
But he was like,
he heard the lawyers.
and he just sat there.
He heard the lawyers.
But I have these relationships, and like he's still comfortable with doing it. It's like when he was selling stuff that the NFL told him he couldn't back in the day. He's like, I'm right. Like, what are you gonna do? Sue me? I bet I'll win. I bet I'll sue you. So I don't know. What message does this send to the locker room? That's a Jessica. Does this matter? Because Jerry's like, oh, it doesn't matter at all. And I'm like, I know Trayvon Diggs doesn't like it. No, Dak doesn't like it. There's probably guys in that locker room that honestly don't love Micah Parsons, but
Correct.
you still don't love losing a monster.
I'll tell you what, it's a little bit of 50-50 because you're going to have guys in there that go, like, bro, we lost a damn good player, man.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't. But then you have guys that go,
Well, I was tired of that dude.
but it goes, my turn,
Yeah.
my turn.
Sam Williams,
Sam Williams,
time to shine, Clarence
Sam
said.
Williams, James Houston, all these guys now looking at it like, oh, he's gone. I get a chance to shine.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh man, we lost a great player. But there's the guys on that defensive line that are saying, now it's my turn.
Yeah. It hurt my Donovan Ezeraku love though, because
Why?
with Micah, that's your shot.
About a one-on-one right there.
Yeah, that's your shot. If teams think, oh, their early second-round pick, that's who we got, that changes things.
Yeah.
JJ's in the super chat, gaslighting Jura, spinning his nonsense billionaire word salad per usual. You're on him. Classic Stang lover. Why do y'all talk X and O? It's not about winning. And that sucks, but it is what it is. So what we have to do is now that we're in it, it's time for football. All you can do is hope that they can overcome the ineptitudes that just exist. They just do. And so now we hope that the rest of it can be good enough. Sanjay, free Dak. I hope he requests a trade. Don't be a slave to Jerry Jones scumbag. King Tyler, 1. Who's wide receiver 5 on Thursday? Me? Nobody. Yeah, we didn't even get into that. Like, Florida only got waived because they picked up a guard.
He'll be back.
Now you got 4 receivers. That's the thing. You're not going to lose him. He'll go to the practice squad with Holden and Brooks and whoever.
And you have 3 elevations throughout the year.
And if you need to pull him up, you'll pull him up. It is interesting. They needed an 11th offense. But okay, so here's what that means. That means that 5th-round offensive lineman that the Eagles released, the Cowboys liked him. That's what it like. That's what it means. And then they looked at the roster like, who can we get to the practice squad? And they went, that one will work. So don't forget about it. Dylan, move a 1, Mozzie, and Sam, and go get Hendrickson. Sure, let's dance. Hey, Trey Hendrickson. Yeah, and then what would your plan be there? You would
pay him?
You would pay Trey Hendrickson a little bit less than Micah to not be as good as Micah, and Jerry would be like, I saved some money. And boy, he never lied to me. Zach,
but I'm not going to lie. Kenny Clark and Trey Hendrickson.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
A nice combo.
Jerry thinks we're going to win the draft lottery, doesn't he?
Put flags on the way, baby.
Jerry, King Tyler, Jerry 1,000% didn't know Kenny Clark last week. I do agree with that.
That's probably true.
I do find it interesting.
That'd be interesting.
That Will McClay and Brian Schottenheimer weren't at the podium for a press conference about a major player acquisition. It could just be, I don't know. It could be anything.
Shotty's at the podium today, though, right? Practice today?
Yeah, I mean, eventually you got to.
Yeah, I got to talk.
But at the big press conference, you didn't have the head coach or the guy that you say, and this is our guy now.
It was one mic at first. It was not. He went full Nas, one mic, and then they added a second mic.
I think Jerry just went, look, No, he doesn't have that level of awareness. Of like, look, we know this was me.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go take it.
I think he does. I think that part he knew. I think
Okay.
he went full 50 Cent.
He's like, look, I don't even know. Like, Will, I'm not going to do that to you. Where you have to pretend that you think this is a good trade. I'm not going to do that to you.
He went full 50 Cent, get rich or die trying at the end. He walked out there, took the bulletproof vest on and said,
I'll take it. Knight, really easy to get a stud running back with a first rounder. Yeah, boy, if you traded Micah Parsons so that you can draft a running back, I'm going to lose my. Austin, how many games do you think Shoddy will cost the Cowboys with bad clock management? The first year coach curse. I mean,
2.
Oh, no. So now we're down to 2. Now we're down to 15-2. So that's fine. Because we were going 17-0. No, in real life, I think you just took us to 5. Jason's in the super chat. Anyone who's even remotely shocked or surprised by this trade has truly not been listening or paying attention to one Gerald Wayne Jones Sr. He didn't trade his good ones that he wants.
Yeah, you should be shocked about his trade.
Yeah, he only traded this one because he got mad. GM Ben, White Castle live show, approved.
We like it.
Guillotine, how is Jesse going to have a foot fetish while having hammer time in his shoes?
Oh,
that's an ender. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through. Be cool to everybody. Sign up to be a diehard. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.